Hi, I'm Jackie from the NoobEngineer Channel. Today we will experience configuration as code by using Ansible Playbook to deploy two sets of configuration across two similar EC2 instances. We have been using Ansible to manage configuration across different machines such as Linux, Windows, network devices. You get a picture. Using Ansible has allowed us to maintain configuration consistency and easily redeploy similar setup. Without further delay, let's start our exercise. Okay, for this exercise, we'll apply two sets of configurations on two EC2 instances, both running on Ubuntu. The first configuration, common, will be applied on both EC2 instances, while the other set of configuration, web server, will only be applied on one of the two EC2 instances. We'll only be using SSH key-based authentication to access both EC2 instances. This exercise will create a new user account, apply SSH configurations, and install Apache 2 on the EC2 instance. Before we can begin, we'll need to have Ansible installed on our local machine. We'll need to be able to access both EC2 instance, port 22 for SSH and port 80 for HTTP. We will need to have a common set of login credentials which allow us to SSH into both EC2 instances with root access. We will also create a new key pair which will be used for creating a new user account. Later I'll share more on what are the required inputs in the infantry.yml file. If you encounter any error while trying out this exercise, do visit these sessions where we have included the possible remediations based on the error encountered. So now we'll look at the key definition files and configurations. The common folder consists of the definition file, which will help to add a new user and also apply the SSH configurations. The web server folder will consist of the definition file for installing our Apache web server. The ansible.cfg consists of the preferred Ansible configurations for this exercise. The infantry.yml file consists of the required inputs for both the common and web server configurations. So in our case, we'll need to provide the EC2 instance IP address, the common login username to access the EC2 instances, the Python interpreter path that need to be exist locally and on the EC2 instance, the new user account information such as login username, user password, the password sort, and also its SSH private key. So for the web server configurations, we need to provide the EC2 instance which will be acting as the web server. So the setup.yml file consists of the mapping between the configurations and the targeted host, which have been specified in the infantry.yml file. Both common and web server folder share the same folder structure. For this exercise, let's take a look at the common folder. The handler folder consists of tasks which will only run when it is notified. The task folder will consist of the configurations which will be applied onto our EC2 instance. So in this case will be the add user and configure SSH. Let's take a look at the configure SSH. The configure SSH make use of the Ansible line in file module, perform configurations on our SSH config file with the following list of configurations. After which, it will notify our handler to restart SSH service. And this will point to our handler file, which includes the system manager module, which will restart our SSH service. Start by downloading the Ansible definition file onto our local machines. Let's copy the download URL, git clone, let's go to the Ansible directory, followed by rows. Let's edit the inventory.yml file. Shift it to the left. Okay. Let's visit our AWS Management Console. Let's sign in. Okay. And let's capture the EC2 instance public IP address. So this for the web server. Here. So next is for the non-web server. Next, we'll add in the private key for accessing our EC2 instances. SSH, yes, add. Key in the password. Okay. Now we'll run the Ansible Playbook. -I inventory followed by the setup. There's no password. As you can see, the Ansible Playbook is now applying the configuration set, adding user, change the SSH configurations, restart SSH on both EC2 instance. Now we move on to setting up the web server. For one of the EC2 instance, it's installing Apache. The green color highlights that the configuration has already applied, and Ansible will not reapply the configurations. While the amber color shows that Ansible will apply the configurations to reach the desired state. Now let's try to rerun the playbook again and see what happened. Remember here that we have 5 green color, which means configuration that has not been applied, and 4 change, means that 4 configuration has been applied. For this round, all the configurations are highlighted in green. As in the previous round, we've already applied the configurations. So the second executions will not make any configuration change since they have already been applied. Next, let's try to SSH using the new user account onto our EC2 instance. So first, we need to add the new user account SSH private key. Okay. And for this example, let's select the non-web server. So just password. Nice. Next, let's try to access the web server, the Apache default page. Nice. With this, we have successfully completed the exercise and experienced configuration as code. We can also visit the Ansible documentation site and look out for examples on how to use their module, such as the app package module, which allow us to install specific application package. So if you find this video helpful, do consider subscribing to this channel, hit the like button, press the bell icon for new release notification. Also do consider leaving a comment on this video. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in our next release. Oh, one last thing. Here's a challenge. Are you able to use Terraform and provision the AWS environment used in this video? Do let us know in the comment section. Bye!